It's Casual Friday. Hope you have your jeans on. I'm James Razile. This is Digital Charcuterie. Please give us a like and a subscribe. It helps us out quite a bit. Thank you to everyone who has been liking and subscribing to this channel over the past few weeks. It really means a lot. We will be rolling new shows weekly out in March. We kind of been slowly doing that, but in March we're going to be doing it a lot more. Thank you so much for welcoming me into your house today, into your phone. If you're on the way to work, if you're just listening to me to pass the time, thank you. Either way, thank you very much. We've got 3 things to talk about today, as usual, for Casual Friday. Also, guys, in the future, if you have anything you would like me to discuss, email me at digitalcharcuterie@gmail.com. The link is in the description down below, so just check that out. Click on it and send a little email. Try to make it, don't make it too long. Just, like, hey, talk about blah, X-Men spinoff, Kitty Pryde. We won't be talking about that today. But we are talking about superheroes. We got superhero talk, just talking about some of my favorite superhero movies, maybe some ones that aren't so well liked. I don't know. And then we'll talk about Woody Harrelson, his role in the Venom film, and we will end things off with the Cloverfield 4, which is, what is it called right now? Hold on, it's got a name. They're calling it the Cloverfield 4 Overlord. We're going to talk about all of that right here on Digital Charcuterie's Casual Friday. Let's start things off with superhero films. I love superhero films. I'm sure you love superhero films, and they are endless. This year alone, Black Panther obviously just came out this past week, but there are 7 superhero films coming this year. That is redonkulous. 7. There was a time when you couldn't even get 1. Now we have 7 of them in a row. Is that too much? Is it too little? We don't know. We'll see what the box office is for these films as they go on. Black Panther aside, I want to talk about some movies, superhero movies that I really like. I just want, just for fun. It's casual. We're doing some Casual Friday here. Look, Iron Man 1 blew my mind. It came out in the year that the Dark Knight came out, so it was, for that summer anyway, it was overshadowed by the Dark Knight. It's funny how things work, how the Dark Knight overshadowed how good Iron Man was for a summer, and then all of a sudden, 10 years later, the Dark Knight trilogy is a standalone thing, and Iron Man is now part of this 10-year plan. It's going to all come to fruition, I guess, with Avengers Infinity War at some aspect. 10 years of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Did not see that one coming when I first saw Iron Man 1. I remember when Iron Man 1 ended, I was super excited for Iron Man 2. And then I saw Iron Man 2, and that excitement dwindled a little bit. But Iron Man was the first movie. So Batman Begins is a fantastic film. It's a great Batman film. But what it did was it kind of said, hey, all superhero movies need to be grounded in reality. All movies need to be grounded in reality. And Iron Man 1 came, and it lived by those rules to an extent. It was still, Iron Man and Batman are obviously very, very similar, but Iron Man is a little bit more playful, and they played on that, and they did it, and it succeeded, and Robert Downey Jr. obviously has a huge reason why. And that, without that, maybe you don't get Captain America, maybe you don't get Thor. Thor, you have to hand it to Thor and Captain America for being the movies that paved the way for Marvel, even more than Iron Man, because like I said, Iron Man 1 was grounded in a reality in a lot of ways, whereas Thor, you can't ground Thor in a reality, and if you do, you'll probably end up with a really, really bad movie. So you embrace who Thor is, you embrace the origins of Captain America, and then you end up creating a universe, a shared universe. And that's something that Marvel, that's what they did early on, is they kind of took a chance with Thor and Captain America. Iron Man, I don't think Iron Man was a chance necessarily. It's a lesser known character, but it still kind of fit all the molds. It's a great film. Of those 3, is my favorite of those 3. But the other 2 are kind of like, okay, well, let's push it a little bit. Let's push the superhero aspect a little bit. And they did that. And now look at where we are today. Black Panther. We have Thor Ragnarok. We have Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy, one of my favorite teaser trailers of all time. That thing, I remember when they announced Guardians of the Galaxy, I spoke to my friend Brock from Rebel Scum, and I said, Brock, what in the heck is a Guardians of the Galaxy? And he goes, it's a team and they have a talking raccoon. And that's literally all he told me about Guardians of the Galaxy. And so I didn't really know much. I heard people be like, oh, why are they making this movie? There's a talking raccoon in there. Why are they doing this? And I was just like, oh, could be good. I don't know. They haven't really, Iron Man 2 is a stumbling block, but it's not bad. It's not, Iron Man 2 is not my favorite movie, but it's not a movie where I'm like, I'm never going to watch these again. Nothing had come out by the time Guardians of the Galaxy came out in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for me to go, I don't trust this. I don't trust this idea right here. And then the trailer dropped and I was like, that looks phenomenal. And I tricked my wife, I tricked Erin into going to see it on her birthday, and she liked it more than I did. She was like, that was amazing. That was really well written. And it is, and it's fantastic. And it started off, I can't remember the screenwriter's name. I think it's Nicole something. Started off, she was like an internship or something at Marvel, and what they did was they grabbed people to develop spec scripts or scripts from lesser-known properties, I think. And so she looked at all these ones, and she said, hey, look, I have, and I'm paraphrasing all this. She's like, oh, this is because she was very much into like sci-fi and stuff, and she saw this Guardians of the Galaxy, so she developed that, and she wrote that, and then James Gunn obviously came in, tweaked it up, did his thing. So it's, look, Guardians of the Galaxy, love that film. The second film, it didn't quite live up to it for me personally. I think the soundtrack is a big reason why on that one. I think I've mentioned this before, but the soundtrack just is not up to snuff with the original. It's like right from the get-go, they play the song. It's a great song and everything, but with that moment, you're like, oh man. They play Fox on the Run in the trailer for it, and you're like, in that opening scene, the opening sequence with Baby Groot running around and everything's out of focus behind him, fantastic sequence. But if you play Fox on the Run in that sequence, I don't know. I think it's better. It elevates it a lot. I think it elevates it to a whole new standard of. I think it's just a better scene personally, but that's a personal gripe. You can't change what it is. I thought Star-Lord's dad was. The ending is. I don't want to spoil it, I guess, because it's still kind of, it's like a year old now. But, the ending is weak to me. The Marvel villains, for the most part, have all been weak. They're getting better. I think Michael Keaton in Spider-Man, whether you can consider that the Marvel villain, it's kind of a Marvel villain. But he kind of set the stage. He was like, okay, now they're getting real. Spider-Man Homecoming. Okay, let's talk about Spider-Man for a little bit. My favorite Spider-Man movie is probably Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. And I know a lot of people like Homecoming. And I really liked Homecoming, and Tom Holland's fantastic as Peter Parker and Spider-Man. My issue with Homecoming is there's a few things. Everyone was like, it's going to be a John Hughes movie, but with Spider-Man. And it's not. It's not a John Hughes movie with Spider-Man. They're like a moment of John Hughes. Like if they didn't say it's a John Hughes movie with Spider-Man, I don't think anybody would be spitting those words out after they saw it. It's not really. It's like a Spider-Man movie with Peter Parker in it. It's more like that. For me, the most John Hughes moment in any Spider-Man movie is in Amazing Spider-Man 1 with Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone in the hallway of the school, and they have that really great, and that's a great moment. And that is the one thing that I really felt like Homecoming was missing. It was missing moments. It was missing the subtle little moments. It has a couple here and there, but it didn't really let me play on there. It was too focused on bringing Iron Man in for a lot of it. For the first, half hour, 45 minutes, he's like, gotta talk to Iron Man. And for me, I was getting exhausted. I was like, I don't need Iron Man. I need Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man here. Iron Man here. I'm sorry, kids. Iron Man. Can you see that in the graphic? Iron Man there. That's how it is. And I'm like Spider-Man should be helping out the Iron Man movie, not vice versa. I know Robert Downey Jr. has pull. I know everybody loves him. But I was just kind of getting exhausted with that. And so that's where I felt on the Homecoming. That's how I feel on a lot of the MCU stuff is when they try to push the other films. I'm just like, I'm getting exhausted. Just tell me the story. But Michael Keaton as a Vulture, fantastic. I remember, it was like 20 years ago now. I was on this website, Spider-Man Hype. I think it's now Superhero Hype, but it was SpiderManHype.com. And they had a picture of John Malkovich as the Vulture and Spider-Man's head, and it had a countdown to I don't know what, to some it was like 360 days to some fake movie. And then the Sam Raimi movie was actually announced very soon after that, and it all changed, and it was like new Spider-Man movie coming, and it had an actual date. And that's how I always remember Spider-Man 1 one of my favorite experiences going to the movies to watch a superhero film. I grew up with Spider-Man. Obviously, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman were my big three as a kid. And the idea that we're getting a Spider-Man film blew my mind. Went to go see. I remember people were like, he looks fake. Well, yeah, but I mean, it was 2000, 2001, whatever, and he was Spider-Man. I didn't really care at that point. I was just very, very excited for it. Dark Knight trilogy are up there. I don't know. What do you guys think is your favorite superhero film? If you forced me to pick my favorite superhero film, I don't know if I could. Guardians would be up there. Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier is such a good movie. Like it is the Dark Knight of the MCU. It's not quite up there as Dark Knight, but it's not far behind. And the reason it's not quite up there is because it lives in the MCU universe. Which is not, I guess, not really fair to say, but it lives in the MCU universe, but it does it in a more mature fashion, whereas The Dark Knight lives in the Batman Begins universe, which is already mature, so it's mature on top of mature, which I guess makes it look a lot better than Winter Soldier. But Winter Soldier it's fun, it's intriguing, and it's so good on every level, and they don't try to work in too much from the MCU around it. You appreciate it. It's just I was so surprised when I saw that movie in the theater because I thought the first Captain America was okay. I didn't love it, didn't hate it. It was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. It's a superhero movie. Winter Soldier it's probably the best MCU movie. My personal favorite might be Guardians, but I think the best MCU movie would have to be Winter Soldier. All right, let's continue the talk of Spider-Man. Because I love Spider-Man. I also love Venom. When the Venom, they had a run of Venom in the 90s, and I rode my bike to the comic shop every week and got every single copy of it. I don't know where those are now. I'm sure they're worth something, but every single one. And they announced the Venom movie, and I was kind of intrigued. I was, again, Sony. My thing with Sony is, and I liked Amazing Spider-Man 1, and I liked Amazing Spider-Man 2. And Amazing Spider-Man 2's soundtrack is phenomenal. It's a great soundtrack. But the problem is they have, they started and they stumble. Spider-Man, like even the Sam Raimi ones, they stumble with Spider-Man 3, and what do? They give up on it. They're just like, let's give up. And then they have Amazing Spider-Man 1. Oh, okay, we're back. And then they have Amazing Spider-Man 2, and they stumble. They're like, we're done. And it's cool because now he's in the MCU where he belongs. But they keep giving up on what they have. Like Spider-Man 3, okay, Spider-Man 3, you stumbled. Why not try to come back with Spider-Man 4 and show me that was just, you just tripped up a little bit, that it was just a hiccup. Like, sometimes embrace your mistakes and learn from them. But instead, they kind of sweep them under the rug and then make the same mistake going on. And that's my concern with Venom is, what movie is this? And when the trailer came out, I was so excited to do the reaction to that trailer because I love Venom. And that trailer did nothing for me. It completely fell flat. And I know I was talking to Josh at the Den of Nerds, and he was like, well, he wasn't a huge fan of it either. And he said, but I'm hearing people that are like, I don't need to see Venom. I don't need to see it. I know everything. And I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't look like anything. Like, there's nothing about it that makes me go, it looks like a low budget Tom Hardy movie, which could be fine, but I don't even know what it's about at this point. So I was very disappointed in that. Not disappointed, underwhelmed, let down. I know a lot of people where I got a bunch of messages saying, wow, Venom, not my cup of tea. And I'm like, yeah, and this, if they really want this to be a thing, it could be really cool. But I think it was in December, word came out that they cast Woody Harrelson in the already finished filming, like principal photography was done on Venom, and they cast Woody Harrelson. And so you let the rumors fly, and all signs are pointing to Carnage. I'm going to try to do a video more on what the Venom movie is going to be in a couple of weeks. But right now, look, we're hearing that there are going to be a bunch of symbiotes in the Venom movie. Carnage will not be one of those symbiotes, though. But Woody Harrelson's going to be in it. And Woody Harrelson is apparently just playing like a thug. And you're not going to hire Woody Harrelson to play just a thug. Unless, of course, he's playing a thug in the post-credit scene or the very last scene of the movie, and he's already and this is the hashtag show said this, but he'll be in prison. He'll meet Eddie Brock in prison at some point, and then the symbiote will make its way to Cletus Cassidy, which would be Woody Harrelson, from Eddie Brock, Tom Hardy, to Cletus Cassidy, Woody Harrelson. And that's cool. I think that works even better as the post-credit scene. That's where I would like to see that live out. Because if you're going to have 5 symbiotes in this already, Carnage is the big boy. You know, Carnage is the one that you want. Why not make us wait for Carnage? I know when the Solo trailer came out, I hate to bring this back to Star Wars, but when that Solo trailer came out, the first one on Super Bowl, people were like, they're hiding Solo from us. Yeah, they are. Because that's a tease. They want to tease. And they want to build you up to it. And if you can build me up to Carnage, if you can say, hey, look, these threats that we had in this movie were massive threats, but this one, Woody Harrelson, is coming, and it's even bigger, man, go for it. Because then the future of Venom could be awesome. But that all hinders on the performance of Venom. Because, look, if Venom doesn't do well and the critics don't like it, Sony's going to trash it. They're going to say, goodbye, you're done. Maybe Marvel will pick it up, be able to get the rights to Venom back. I don't know. But you know that'll happen. And then Silver and Black will probably go. This rumored Craven movie thing might go. The rumored Mysterio movie might go. Remember they were doing a Sinister Six movie? And then, you know, you could see the fingerprints all over Amazing Spider-Man 2 for that thing. Sony is looking past what they have. They need to live in the present. Don't worry about the future. The present will bring you to the future. That's just how it all works. All right, guys, our final topic today is Cloverfield 4 Overlord. Overlord! That's what the fourth Cloverfield movie is going to be called. Cloverfield, the original Cloverfield, I like that movie a lot. I saw it in the theater. Thought it was okay in the theater. Kind of left a little bit disjointed. I actually saw it the day Heath Ledger passed away. I'll never forget because the movie ended, then text messages went off on my phone. And 10 Cloverfield Lane was one of my favorite movies of the year that year. John Goodman, standout performance, great film, very intense. It's so claustrophobic. I loved everything about it. And as it was going, I was like, man, I hope it ends with an alien invasion. I was really hoping that they would go that sci-fi route for it, and they did, and I was like, yes. And I know that's very make or break on a lot of people. I know Erin, my wife, is like, yeah, she doesn't really see that, but for me, I was like, this is what I want. Why not just have fun? I miss having fun, man. Get the popcorn out, shove it in your face, and just enjoy the movie at hand. And that is what I love about 10 Cloverfield Lane, is it embraces, you know, the sci-fi, the twist, the Twilight Zone aspects of it. It's so phenomenal. And then Cloverfield Paradox came out, and, you know, Netflix might buy Cloverfield Paradox from Paramount. Okay, why? I want to watch it in the theater. And the Super Bowl came, and there was the ad, and it said streaming on Netflix right after the Super Bowl. And I to be honest, when I first saw that trailer, the commercial spot, TV spot, I missed that. I had no idea. So, look, it was brilliant marketing if you knew that was happening. I had no idea. And then later that night, I think somebody texted me and said, I'm going to watch the new Cloverfield. And I was like, what? How? And they're like, it's on Netflix. And I was like, oh, whoa, what? And they knew because they watched the trailer after the Super Bowl. They watched it on YouTube after, and then they clearly saw it. So I'm going to be doing a review on the Cloverfield Paradox from the beach. You guys are going to get that next early, or maybe Saturday. You're going to get that soon. I'm going to do it hopefully from the beach, Cloverfield Paradox. Can't wait to talk about that one. It's going to be a plane review. I'm going to watch it on the plane and talk about it. I'll let you guys know when I get back. But Overlord, apparently J.J. Abrams is saying that this is a crazy movie. So the issue with Paradox was that it wasn't a Cloverfield movie. They didn't know how they were going to connect it to Cloverfield until late in the process. I think they were already shooting or almost finished shooting when they came up with how they're going to connect it to the Cloverfield universe. Overlord sounds like they know right away how it's going to connect. Apparently, it's J.J. Abrams saying it's a crazy movie. It's going to be a lot tighter. Probably a theatrical release for this one, I would think. Although Netflix just sent me an email. They got the first Cloverfield on there right now. That's Canadian Netflix. I don't know if it's already on the American one or not. So they're all in on this Netflix thing. Or this Cloverfield thing. So who knows? Maybe this new Cloverfield will go straight to Netflix. My guess, though, is if it is crazy, if it is good, it will be in the theaters. Personally, though, I would kind of like to see a Cloverfield, the whole Cloverfield anthology play out as like a Netflix thing. It could be all Netflix exclusive movies. I think that would be cool. That would really tie me in there. I mean, think of it. They have the Stranger Things, the OA. It fits in the dynamic of what a Netflix original series are like. Their strong ones are like, I mean, Orange is the New Black obviously is not like that, but a lot of the strong ones are in the Cloverfield realm of things. So I would really be interested in that. Anyway, guys, tell me what you guys think of Cloverfield Overlord in the comments below. What are your favorite superhero movies? And do you have faith in Venom and is Woody Harrelson playing Carnage? Thank you so much. Please give us a like, give us a subscribe. Have yourself a great weekend, and I will talk to you later.